All right, guys, so this is our first video. It's talking about our vocabulary. We touched on this very briefly, talking about structures and functions. You should have the file in our week for March 20th through the 27th. If you don't have it, pause the video right now. That's where you can access it. There's a lot of ways where you can either print it off or you can use different apps to be able to write on these with your tablet. If you save the file as a picture, you should be able to do that. So that's where you're going to be writing this for your vocabulary. Of course, you can always come back and access the video anytime here through the channel. So our first word that we're looking at is a structural adaptation, and that is a physical characteristic of a plant or an animal's body that helps it survive in its environment. And so as we're looking at, we've got the picture right here of the webbed feet for the duck. And so we can tell that the webbing here is to help push the duck along in water. It catches the water to help propel the duck along as it's going. We have these thorns, these spikes here on what looks like it could be a cactus of some type. And we know that these act as natural defenses so that the cactus isn't eaten by the primary consumers that would come and eat a producer. We've also got the hoofs right here. They are hard. They are used to kind of help the animal, whatever animal this is, I can't really tell right now, paw at the ground to be able to get different types of food. But those are some of the structural adaptations that they have that they use to help them survive. We also have behavioral adaptations. And remember, behavior is when you're acting, the things you're doing. So it's the actions that animals take to survive in their environment. So we have the picture right here of the bear and its cub. And bears tend to hibernate in the winter. That is the behavior that they do as they're adapting to changes in their environment. We also have the geese here. They look like geese anyway. And they are flying. We can presume they're flying south because we know that that happens, that the birds are looking for warmer areas, excuse me, to be able to travel because they can't live in and sustain themselves in the cold. Another word we're looking at is structure, and a structure is a part of an organism, such as a tail on a kangaroo or a spine on a cactus. So a structure is a part that is attached to the creature itself. The next word we're looking at is function. Now, function has to do with the activity or purpose of a plant or animal structure. So, for example, if I'm talking about the spikes here, if I were talking about spikes even on a cactus, the purpose is what I'm looking at. Why is it there, okay? If you're thinking about this mountain goat, it looks like, he has these horns. What is the purpose of this structure on the goat? So we need to start thinking not only, yeah, the goat has horns, that's a structure. What's the purpose? What activity is helped by the animal having this particular structure? Our next word is species. Now, a species is a group of organisms with similar characteristics that allow them to reproduce. So lions are a species. They can reproduce because they are all lions, okay? Daisies over here, they are a species. They reproduce as they are pollinated by different creatures, whether that's pollination that comes from bees or butterflies, or even from people walking through a field. When you walk through a field, you might not notice, but you could get pollen on your pant leg, and that's brushing up against other flowers as you continue walking. That's another form of pollination. And the last term that we're looking at for this week is survival. Remember, survival is to live or exist to remain alive. We've talked about the difference between survival and thriving. Remember that the definition that we came up with together was that thrive means to live good. As funny of a definition as that sounds, it means that the quality of your life is not just surviving, not just living or existing, but that it is good in that you are continuing being able to reproduce and do other functions. So that's going to be our first video for this week, talking about just some of the vocabulary that you might come across. Stay tuned. More videos are going to be coming soon. Remember, you can access the links either through the YouTube channel or you can also access them through our website. See you guys later.